Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into a professional industrial sensor, the NTI E-CO2-LC. And what we're really trying to get at is what makes this specific tool so critical for, monitoring atmospheric conditions in some pretty tough environments.
Well, what's fascinating here is the core tech. It uses a new type of infrared verification, specifically a single beam non-dispersive infrared element, NDIR.
NDIR.
And they didn't just pick it because it's fast. They chose it because it's just inherently more stable. It has a much longer lifespan than, say, cheaper electrochemical sensors.
So that right there tells you something. This isn't some cheap gadget. It's meant to be a long-term piece of infrastructure.
Exactly.
So let's talk numbers, because in the industrial world, that's what really matters. What's its measurement range?
It's got a pretty generous range, actually. It measures CO2 from 0 all the way up to 5,000 ppm.
Okay, and the accuracy?
The specified accuracy is plus or minus 3% of the reading, plus an additional 50 ppm, and that's at room temp around 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hold on, let's break that formula down for a second, because that sounds tight, but what does it actually mean? If I'm trying to maintain, say, 1,000 ppm of CO2, what's my real margin of error?
That's a great question. So at 1,000 ppm, that 3% gives you a plus or minus of 30 ppm. Then you add that fixed 50 ppm on top.
Okay.
So you're looking at a maximum uncertainty of around 80 ppm.
Which for something like a greenhouse or light industrial use is a very acceptable margin.
A very acceptable margin for precise process control, yeah.
Okay, that makes the data a lot more useful.
Yeah.
But how fast do you get that data? You can't have a huge delay if you're tracking critical changes.
They really built this for speed. I mean, the data itself updates every 2 seconds.
Every 2 seconds, wow.
Yeah. And the full response time, so for it to register a 90% change in the gas concentration is generally less than 90 seconds.
But there's a warm-up time, right?
There is. You should note that. It's functional in about 2 minutes, but for that maximum accuracy we just talked about,
Yeah.
you really need to give it a full 10 minutes.
So that 10-minute warm-up suggests this is really designed for stable, continuous monitoring, like keeping a process optimized.
Exactly.
Not so much for an immediate split-second safety alert.
Precisely. It's for control, not for, an emergency alarm.
All right, so moving on from the specs, where does this thing actually live? Where is it designed to go?
It's a wall-mounted sensor. It's really intended for those specialized environments. Think greenhouses, intensive indoor farming.
Where CO2 is basically a fertilizer?
Right. You're trying to maximize plant growth. It's also used in monitoring industrial waste gas or even some HVAC systems in big commercial buildings.
And those places are often wet, dusty. The temperature's all over the place. It has to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. And durability is a core feature here. It comes in an ABS waterproof shell. It's got an IP65 rating.
And for anyone listening, IP65 means it can handle a direct washdown. You can spray it with a hose.
You can. It's essential for those environments. It also operates across a really wide temperature range from about 14 degrees Fahrenheit up to 122.
Okay, switching gears a bit to the hardware side. For the person who has to install this, what do they need to know? How does it connect?
It supports a standard 0 to 5 volt DC output signal, and power-wise, it takes anywhere from 10 to 30 volts DC.
And that 0 to 5 volt output is key, isn't it? That's like the universal language for industrial automation.
Yeah.
It makes it simple to plug into existing controllers.
It is. That seamless integration is a huge win. The only specific thing to note is that if you're connecting it to certain NTI systems like the E2D or E5D, you'll need a little converter, an ES5 VDC converter.
So if we boil all this down, what we had is a quick, accurate, and really durable CO2 measurement tool. And its NDIR technology is what ensures it stays stable and precise in some really demanding settings, like farms and industrial plants.
Right. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises an interesting question. This sensor measures only CO2. It's a very focused data point. And you have to wonder, when you see other products out there, maybe even from the same company, that combine CO2, temperature, and humidity all in one, how does choosing to monitor just one single variable offer a more focused and maybe even a better insight for certain systems compared to an all-in-one?
A specialist versus a generalist.
Exactly. It's something for you to mull over until our next deep dive.